How's it going, folks? How is it going, folks? Just in, the Los Angeles Lakers have defeated the Warriors. And so, first of all, I just want to say that I was wrong personally because I thought that the Warriors had it in them to come back down 3-1. I made a video about it. So you can look on my channel under the uploads because this one's going to be under the lives. You can look on my channel, and I made a video about it and said to you guys that the Warriors would come back and win. And they did win game 5, and I thought that they might have had a chance at game 6, but after tonight, it was not to be. It was not to be. And I'm not a Warriors fan, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and sport the Warriors stuff anyway. But essentially, it was not to be as the Warriors fall big time to the LA Lakers. I can't even remember the final score, but they lost by upwards of 20 points or so. They never had the lead. The Lakers had the lead, and they kept the lead. They opened the game up. I think they were up 27-10 at one point. Then the Warriors clawed back, got back into it, and then you thought, okay, now this is going to be a game. And then really from there, ever since the Warriors clawed back at the end of the first quarter, which they were fortunate to only be down maybe 7 points at the end of the first quarter, somewhere in there, the Lakers, the game just kind of went on a seesaw. The Lakers would push it out to 20, 18, 20 points. Warriors would cut it back to 11, 12, 13 points. Lakers would push it back out. And the Warriors, they were just never able to quite get over the hump, as they say. And so you have to tip your hat to the Lakers. The Lakers did what they had to do. The Lakers played smarter basketball this series. They made the hustle plays. They got the rebounds. The Warriors fought as you would have expected for them to do. But at the end of the day, it just was not enough. Steph Curry was Steph Curry. He had to take a high volume of shots this series, but he was still able to get his points. But at the end of the day, Steph Curry had no help. Klay Thompson is not Klay Thompson anymore. Klay Thompson's still able to dial it back sometimes, but Klay Thompson, much like Kevin Durant, and I don't want to compare the two or anything like that, but much like Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson is just not able to give you consistently what he was able to give. Klay Thompson had the best looks out of any of the Warriors tonight. If you're a shooter in the NBA, you would love to have the looks that Klay Thompson had. I mean, he had wide open shots, uncontested shots, had 2 back-to-back three-pointers, uncontested. Shot one, got the offensive rebound, tipped it back out to him, shot another one, uncontested. Klay Thompson could not buy a bucket. Outside of the first game, Klay Thompson really didn't do much this series. Jordan Poole, another person, didn't really do much this series. And so you have to start asking yourself, if you are the Golden State Warriors, where do you kind of go from here? Is this the end? Do the Golden State Warriors have enough in them to ratchet up another title run? And at this point, it doesn't really look so, based off what happened with the Lakers. I mean, you just kind of felt that they just did not have the body language. They didn't have it. They did not do things that past Warriors teams had done, turn the ball over way too much, careless turnovers. The offense just didn't seem to function quite the way that it had done in the past. The ball just didn't seem to move. But some of that, you have to tip your hat to the Lakers. The Lakers were long. They were altering shots all series. They were getting their hands on passes. The Lakers were in the paint. They were tipping passes. They were on the offensive glass. You have to give AD and Hachimura and LeBron, you have to give those guys a lot of credit, as well as the supporting cast. Austin Reeves had a big game. The guy, Lonnie Walker, had a big game this series. D'Angelo Russell has some big games. Dennis Schroeder, although he got ejected tonight, Dennis Schroeder has had some big games. So give the Lakers a ton of credit. I mean, they've got their hands full the next series, but I think Denver's got their hands full as well. So this next series will definitely be a test. But I don't want to get too far ahead to the Warriors to the Lakers and the Denver series. I want to talk about this Warriors series here because, like I said, I was wrong. I thought that the Warriors would have been able to muster something, but they just didn't have it. And this game right here showed that the Warriors were no match for the Lakers. As sad as that to say, they fought, they tried to give it their all, but they just didn't have it in them. And they looked like a team that They look, in some ways, they look like a team that's old, like an old team, but they look like a team that has been to the finals. How many times have they been to the finals? They've won 4 and they've lost 2 of them. So they've been to the finals 6 times in the last 8 years. So they look like a team that has been to the finals that many times with a lot of the same supporting cast, or not the same supporting cast, but the main core guys: Draymond, Steph, Clay. Iguodala's still there, but he's injured. He didn't play. You expect him to retire. But they just didn't have it. And like I said, once again, you have to tip your hat to the Lakers, because the Lakers were dead in the water, guys. They were dead in the water. Who would have thought back in January that the Lakers, if they were to go against the Warriors in a series, and the Warriors were struggling then themselves, but you'd have thought, okay, Warriors will pick it up. And they did a little bit in the playoffs, but who would have thought back then that the Lakers would have taken down the Warriors in 6 games? In pretty much an easy 6 games, because they were up 3-1 going back into game 5. So this was not like a close 6-game series. This was kind of a spread out 6-game series where the Lakers pretty much controlled the series from the get-go. I mean, it was tied up after 2 games, but after that, I mean, the Lakers pretty much controlled this thing. So I would have never guessed this. Never would I have guessed that the Lakers would be right back here in this same spot. Really, Denver and the Lakers, same matchup that it was in the bubble. Miami Heat over on the other side, back in the Eastern Conference Final. So I'm definitely not someone that would have guessed this, because when the bubble happened, I said it was all luck. I said that it was all luck. And so it is what it is. I'm wrong, but hey, the Lakers haven't won it yet. The Heat haven't made it to the finals yet. So still some work to do for both of those clubs. But what say you? What say you? Leave your comments down below. What do you think about this series? Where do the Warriors go from here? Do they blow it up? Who do they get rid of? Because, like I said, Klay Thompson, he just looks like he doesn't have it anymore. And do you want to hang on to an aging guy like that? Jordan Poole, he was good last year, but he was not good this series. Draymond Green, we know all the issues that he's had, off the court, punching players. He's an older guy. He can still give you the hustle plays, but his offense is not even what it used to be, and he never really was an offensive player. I like Kevon Looney. I like Andrew Wiggins. I still like Steph Curry. Those are mainstay guys, but the rest of that roster, and then Bob Myers, the GM, there's rumors that he may not be back. So where do the Warriors go from here is what I'm interested in finding out, because we'll have time to talk about the Lakers further because they're going to be playing. But I want you guys to leave comments down below as far as where you think the Golden State Warriors go from here in terms of their franchise. Do they blow it up? Do they start over? Do they dish Steph off to you wouldn't want to do that, to make someone else stronger. But everything's on the table right now. I mean, nothing would surprise me. And nothing would surprise me with the Warriors this offseason if Steph was dealt to someone and they just wanted to start over. It's not a knock on Steph, but it's like, hey, do you really want to sit through a rebuild? Do the Warriors try to keep some of their core players around and just improve the bench and get more depth? Because it's not strength in numbers anymore, guys. That's what the Warriors built their moniker on, was strength in numbers. And it's not that. So do the Warriors try to get back to that, where the Warriors can throw out a second line like they used to do back in the day and throw out their entire backups, and the backups could basically give it to you on a nightly basis as well. So my opinion, I think that the Warriors should try to pursue that step first before they just totally blow it up. Try to pursue and go get a bench and get a bench that is effective the way that you used to, so that way Curry, Clay, and Draymond don't have to log nearly as many minutes as well. So that's what I think. But what do you think about the Lakers? What do you think about the Warriors in the offseason? And I will be back making regular videos instead of doing these lives, but I will be back to talk about the conference finals. We still got Philadelphia versus the Boston Celtics on Sunday, Game 7. So once that is wrapped up, then we will have the conference final set. Lakers Denver set to begin on Tuesday. So I would imagine that the Eastern Conference would then begin on Wednesday. And those will go all the way up until Memorial Day. And then after that, hey, we're in the finals in June. So it's coming quicker than you know. And that's that. So let me know what you guys think and leave your comments below. And I'm out.